Hello and welcome to Squidly Bits, our bestest second channel where we give you guys the best tips and tricks on the entire internet. And today I'm gonna show you how to paint the ghostliest ghosts you've ever seen. Let's go. As you guys know, in all of these videos, all the paints we use are from our paint set. But today, I'm featuring an effect paint, and this is gonna be the fluorescent green from Vallejo. But bear in mind, in the near future, this might or might not actually be in an effect set that we will release, so keep that one in the notes. The paints I'll use today are dark green, white, and fluorescent green. But if you still wanna stick to our paint set, for this video, you can use yellow-green as the replacement. Starting from a black primer, we then bring out, for my sanity's sake, the airbrush, and I base coat the entire mini using dark green. And once the dark green is all dry of the miniature, and trust me, that's really important to make sure it's actually dry, we can start adding a white zenithal highlight on the entire mini using the airbrush, and also picking out some of the parts you want a bit more focus on, maybe the face, the hands, and maybe if they have a cool weapon. And once again, it's really important now to wait until the white is fully dry before moving on to the next step. Wait, what's that? Steve's not even waiting, he's ruining his miniature. Steve, just stop painting. Why are you still doing this? And if you're not like Steve and actually waited until the paint dried, we make sure to dilute the yellow-green really well and then put it to the airbrush and filter this all over your entire miniature. This paint is quite translucent, which means a lot of that dark green that we applied in the beginning will still shine through, and this gradient from dark green all the way up to white will show through and make it look so good with so little effort. It's just very nice. If you want the ghost to turn out even more vibrant, prime the entire miniature with white paint instead of the black and green, and then just filter the yellow-green over the entire miniature, and then the steps will be the same, following both types of paint job. And keep in mind, you can use this paint scheme for whatever ghostly boys you ever want to paint. It can be Lord of the Rings, it can be Warhammer, it can be whatever. Just go paint ghosts like this. It's awesome, trust me. And now we're all caught up and the steps will be the same for both the spirit hosts and the hex wraiths. And it's now time to bring out the dark green once again and dilute it properly and make sure it gets a nice and even glaze consistency. And then we start spraying this from below in the shadows to further accentuate some of those areas. And now you could leave the mini in this stage. However, there is a tiny little secret trick that I want you guys to know to make them look even better. And that is to bring out a dry brush. But we're gonna make it good. We begin by slightly dampening the brush. Yes, I know, but this is actually the key of making good dry brushed paint jobs. It's having a slightly damp brush. We've been taught wrong this entire time, but this is the trick. Once we've made sure that the dry brush is slightly damp, we can dip it in some of the dark green, and then by whisking it either against a texture palette or a piece of paper, we remove some of the excess paint. Then by doing gentle passes over and over, we build up some layers. Here it's important to take things slow and steady instead of rushing it. And every time you feel like the brush is slightly too dry, we gently dip it on a water-soaked sponge, reapply paint, whisk it off against the dry palette, and go back at it. There you guys go, a super fast, super easy, quick little paint job there for you. Perfect if you have a big game coming up and you don't have the miniature painted, or maybe you just want to give it away for a friend's birthday that's coming up. But with that said, I think it's time for a little reveal. That's it for today. What do you else want to see me paint? Leave a like and a comment down below saying, oh Lucas, I want you to paint this nice little thing, and maybe I'll paint it. And if you want to see these videos a week in advance, make sure to head over to our Patreon. Then you get to be part of the bestest community on the face of the planet that also makes sure that we can do this full-time for a living, and you get to see them a bit in advance. And also, another great way of supporting us and supporting yourself, make sure, if you don't already have them, to pick up our awesome paint sets, because then you can follow along in this video and every other video on our channels. With that said, have a great day. Bye bye!